You're watching The View. The G-View. GViewTV.com. Entertainment for you. Interviews, previews, and reviews.
Richie Ramos.
Yo.
Big thing happening in Jamaica right now.
We're back to Jamaica again.
Gaza Nation.
Yeah.
Gaza Nation is happy. Gaza Nation is talking about it because Vybz Kartel was granted you'd call the access to apply for his appeal for his conviction of a murder charge in 2014.
He was granted access, or was it actually the appeal was granted?
I think the appeal is granted, so it can go back to trial now.
Oh.
And that's not what I'm getting.
That's.
From what I saw is that his appeal was granted. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I saw.
So
Is that the appeal was granted.
and that is not even solid as yet, because Tavares, his attorney, I didn't think they came forward as yet stating if this is true or false. So everybody is just like, the big news came out and then everybody's like, yeah. So everybody's just going with it. But the news I got was that he got the go ahead now to apply for appeal.
Can you apply for an appeal at any time though?
Yeah.
And that's what I get.
No, he had appealed right after he appealed after the end of his trial and they found him guilty. His lawyer put in the application for the appeal, so now the appeal was granted. So he's going back to court now, because you have to appeal after the trial end. You have a period within which, after your trial has ended, for you to appeal. So he appealed, he applied for his appeal, and the appeal was granted.
Okay. And
I watch a lot of law shows.
and that's not what I got out of it. What I got was, when he was sentenced, he had to wait. He had to do over a year first before he can apply for an appeal.
So how long has he been in jail now?
He got convicted in 2014.
Yeah, so he has been in there for 3 years. So
He's been in since 2011.
He's been in there on the charge, but he wasn't convicted.
yeah, so a year after 2014 is
So
2015.
you can't apply for appeal without a conviction. Or you get what's
so he
going.
was convicted 2014. He was told to wait a year.
Don't quote me on it.
Okay, we'll check on it.
To my
in the
understanding,
break.
he had to wait for a year before you could actually apply for an appeal.
Okay.
And I guess with all the application, he's applying for the appeal. So now I heard this is
But
he got
wait.
the okay now to apply for the appeal.
You're contradicting yourself. Because if you're saying that after he was convicted, the judge said to him at that point in time, you wait a year and you can apply. Why would he then need to send in an application to apply? You don't send in an application to appeal.
Because you can't just appeal a case.
But the judge
You have to get-
but the judge already gave him the go ahead that after a year you can appeal.
I didn't say the judge. I didn't say the judge. I don't know if it's just the justice system that you have to actually wait.
All right, we'll check. You know what? Pause on that. We'll check that out in the break to confirm, because that not really sound too.
You know, someone can. But if you was them, they can't enlighten us on it.
Here's my thing. If you're getting an appeal, and I've always wondered this, I feel like if the justice system grants you an appeal, to me it looks backwards. Because you've already gone through a trial, you brought in all the evidence, you've listened to all the testimony, and you decided now the fate of somebody's life. You're guilty, you're going to jail for 70 odd years, 35, no parole, whatever the case is. Then now, you're going to say, okay, well, maybe there's a possible chance. Remember, when the law itself says, if you have to be guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. So not even beyond a doubt, it's beyond a shadow of a doubt. Means if there's 0.5% When we're not sure and say, boy, we're not 200 about that part there, you know. You cannot convict somebody.
Well,
So when you're gonna appeal now, it's like you're saying
you're appealing that you didn't get a fair trial.
we're not but if you didn't get a fair trial then
Because in your
That's-
opinion,
that's
you
your-
didn't get your opinion says you didn't
You
get
honestly
a fair
think that you didn't get a
trial.
fair trial. You have to
It's-
make an appeal.
It's all right. think of
Especially
it.
if you think you're not guilty.
right.
Think of it like this, Richie. You did an exam, the teacher marked your paper, and she said, okay, you got an F. But in your mind, you're like, I could not have gotten an F because I know I studied for it. I know I did good on the exam. So you go to the teacher and you're like, can you look at my paper and remark it? That's basically the layman term.
But that's a
of it.
problem. That within
Why?
itself, even that is a problem because remember, this is life we're dealing with now. Not the term that he got, not the sentence he got. This is people's lives being affected. Right? If you mark a paper like you say, and what if I'm just somebody that's lackadaisical and really nonchalant and you give me the F and I take the F and go away? That F affects me going forward because now me have to do back the course and have to do this and do all of these things again.
That's
Where
why
if
have
you
to
had
be-
been more diligent in doing your job the first time.
But we're humans and humans make errors. So
No, you
there's-
can't make error with people
what
like that.
But it happens.
One of our viewers said, when you after applying for an appeal, so you're just applying to see if you can get an appeal, the process can take up to 5 years
Yeah.
before you get the okay to apply for the appeal.
No, Sean.
What? No, you're confusing it.
I'm not confused.
The appeal is
are.
Sean
Sean
just said it. So-
Sean, the appeal is when you apply for an appeal, they can deny it. I said, no,
Yeah.
we're not doing this trial again. We're not going back into court for this. That means your appeal is denied.
Yeah.
You don't apply to apply for an appeal.
That's what I was saying
Okay.
to you.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying to you. If he was after he was convicted, at that point, like, okay, this is what happens. You're in the courthouse, the ruling is given. Sean, you've been found guilty of whatever. Richie, your lawyer, stand up and say, no, give him speed, whatever. And then the judge would say, you can appeal for this. And then, as you said, they said...
Do we have that clip that came out from the start?
You mean the story? Oh, a screenshot of a story?
That screenshot of the
Oh,
story.
okay. You're talking clip like... I think you talk clip from the trial. But anyways, yeah, you're getting mixed up, as Richie say. You don't apply for an appeal. There's so many APP words. You don't apply to apply. You just
So you
apply
just jump.
for your appeal.
You just jump from. So you're saying you just jump from jail cell and just apply for appeal and get it.
You don't jump from jail cell.
you
Your
might-
lawyer acts on your behalf.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to get into that. We're just a talk about.
Okay, basically what we're saying is this. At the end of the trial, the judge will tell you at what point in time you can apply for your appeal. When that time frame is done, so if it's a year after or immediate after, you can apply for your appeal. The law book states it. You fill out one application form, you put in it to say, I would like to go over this trial. They take it up, they'll review it, and then they tell you yes or no, the trial will be reviewed. And at the end of that, you'll be yes, we're going to another trial, or no, you're just staying in prison.
Okay.
Regardless, even with the appeal or the application, at the end of the day, if you have to do back the trial over, I find so much wrong with that. This is the justice system that is making decisions for people now. If you can go back, if he's gonna do this time now, remember he was in since 2011, convicted 2014, now it's 2017. By the time the appeal process begins and go to trial and do it again, maybe it's 2019. That is 8 years.
You honestly think that he got a fair trial though?
I can't comment. I don't know.
But that's why you see sad cases where people are convicted for crimes that they've not done. They have appealed it, and some people appeal 10, 15 million times.
But the problem
and
is...
then after 30, 40 years of being in prison, then you're being told, oh, this person was wrongly convicted and the state is going to pay them.
Somebody needs to be held accountable.
I don't know.
People now
we
need
don't
to be...
know.
Because if, you know what the thing is, it's just like anything else. With drunk driving, they keep saying you have to increase the penalty. Because if the penalty is greater, less people will take the risk. If judges and prosecutors and everybody, if these people were facing jail time or that accountability for putting innocent people in jail, I bet you all of these cases, you wouldn't have no case where it has slipped through the crack and
when the jury come to a decision.
Yeah. Because it's like, listen, if this
But
man is
jury-
innocent,
But isn't the final decision
jury
on
work
the
is free.
jury?
it is on the
Yeah,
jury.
and if
But
you're called to jury duty, you don't get paid for it. You
Yeah.
get a stipend, which is basically lunch money.
but somebody has to be held accountable.
So you really want to lock up the people?
Lock up somebody. Lock up the judge. Lock up the prosecutor. Lock up somebody.
Yeah, the judge can overthrow the jury
Lock up
ruling.
somebody, man.
So if the judge in himself know that the jury didn't rule correctly, he can say, okay, thank you for your input, but...
Okay. Well, we're going to take a little break. Take a little commercial break. And when we come back, we'll talk more about this. It's sticky.
Gaza forever.
Gaza forever. Gaza Nation, big up on yourself. Don't quote me on it. You know, drop in the comments below and let me know if we're actually wrong. I do not work for the court system, so I don't know how this actually...
There's this disclaimer now. After
how
the
it
fact.
run. So,
After
me
the
just
fact,
speak
TV's a
on
disclaimer.
what viewers are telling us, GView TV. You know what I mean? Me nah see how so it go.
So you're going to exam, go write down other people's thoughts and get wrong bang.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I lie.
That's why I do my own research.
We'll be right back. GView TV.
You're watching The View. The G View. GviewTV.com. Entertainment for you. Interviews, previews, and reviews.
Welcome back to GView TV. Richie Rouse. So, we have a straight note after the break.
Okay.
So,
We have it now.
we have it locked.
Yeah.
So-
We're all of the same understanding now.
We're all of the same understanding.
Yes.
So, the double weight. I was talking about the double weight. But for weight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, after now, we say, okay, him get the appeal. The preparation for the appeal, I think,
For the new trial.
for the new trial is going to be crazy. I think it's going to be crazy. It's going to be sick because there is a lot of evidence that got like this man
And there's going to
clanged.
have to be a pre-trial before the real trial to decide which evidence from the old trial is going to be let into the new trial. Law is very complicated.
It's sticky. And I guess they were talking about, I don't want to do the wrong pronunciation. That person that in the court. Okay, pronounce it for me. Don't laugh now.
Because it's like you were getting ready. It's like you were getting ready to say it.
Guys,
and
you
took a
wouldn't
deep
even
breath and said,
understand. No, let me not even try.
I'm not gonna try.
Okay.
So Sean
about
is
it, Sean.
talking about the stenographer.
All
Try
right.
my fight, Sean.
Try out
Listen me. When I make up, I'm on national TV. So that person, Gaza Nation is talking about that one person. How comes Jamaica look like them just have that one person? Or is that they had to wait on that person that did the case originally?
For what? I don't know what you're talking about. For what? What's her?
I guess they were waiting on that person for the appeal.
As in her notes?
Yeah, in her notes, I guess after the conviction, that person disappeared. I guess.
But does she have been required to submit her
I don't-
notes
and
after
I don't-
each trial within a time frame? Because that's time-sensitive information.
Richie, on the break, Richie had some valid points.
Valid.
He
Don't really ever.
Richie was saying that we rule under the British, Jamaica rule under the British, Colin. And we have similarities in our laws and how the things proceed and go through court. Richie is saying how he can't figure out how the man get convicted without a body.
And I think that is why he was granted the appeal, because there was nobody to prove that somebody actually died. For all we know, the man by the name of Lizard could be at home. He could be in another country. He could, as a lot of people on social media have stated, change the trees. Like, we don't know. We don't know, or he has changed colors. We don't know. Because there was no evidence of a body presented. Not a fingernail, not an eyelash, nothing.
Yeah. Basically, they must say just a video where a man beat someone and...
I think that trial was decided on biases. Because your jury, as a matter of fact, should not know the person or know of the person. And I don't think there's anybody in Jamaica that doesn't know about Vybz Kartel.
Yeah.
Like, I would really love to meet that person.
Yeah.
And
they,
I would have
they need to
see
fly in some white people.
Yeah, because I would have to see, for you to live in Jamaica and tell me
Yeah.
you have never heard of Vybz Kartel, I would have to sit with you and ask you a million questions before I say, okay.
I guess
you
because
really
they're
don't
not
know
using
him.
the word Vybz Kartel, they're using
Adidja
Adidja, but too, whenever he's referred to in the media in Jamaica, Vybz Kartel, they always say Adidja Palmer as well.
It's
For real.
sticky.
I think something like that should be the first thing that the lawyer should apply for. Because we see it all the time. To have the trial moved, they can't move it out of Jamaica, obviously. But they need to have something where it's really an unbiased jury.
Yeah.
Because even now in the news when you're having, I don't know her name, the
Lisa Anna?
Lisa Hanna, that is saying his music should be banned. So people now that may not have listened to his music before, reading that news story now, say, so what's so bad about his music? And they will now go and investigate on YouTube Vybz Kartel and hear the amount of thing we might talk about, gun argument and kill it. And right there, you're already biased.
You find him guilty already.
You find him guilty already, just based on the music. But everybody already says music, when you're an artist, you're like a character. You're like a character in a movie. You know what I mean? So they really need to find some people who never hear a Vybz Kartel song.
Oh, we are going to find that.
Fly them in, man. Fly
But
them
it should
people.
also
Would that
be
be
a
a very expensive
then
jury?
that's what it should be a juror of your peers. So there's the thing where you can't fly them in because they're not really your peers because
Yes.
they don't live
They don't
in
live
Jamaica. So, yeah, it was sticky.
Sir,
For
So
me,
he-
peers,
no, that-
for
I
me,
think-
peers is human being. My peers are human beings. You
Reggie,
can speak and talk and listen.
You speak English?
Yeah, you're my peer.
Yeah. This is my right. This is
Yeah,
my
'cause
left.
if you really look at it, you know, a jury of your peers. But then when people go to trial, you have one 74-year-old man, then you have one
I think they
22-year-old
look at it as
woman.
peers as people who lives within your proximity. I have no.
I know
proximity,
they're
I don't
saying
know.
actually that the house that Lizard was supposed to,
The scene of the crime.
them scene at the crime, that house got bulldozed down. So there's,
Wow.
you
So
know,
even that.
Interesting.
I mean, it's
I think he might go fly the case.
early.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna beat the first one.
What
to
if
be
it
honest.
was a?
I thought he was gonna beat the first one.
but
What if it was a publicity stunt?
nah, man.
If we go rub so much time,
This gone far, man.
this coming like a movie.
This gone
Like-
far.
A good public, like, or maybe it was like, you know what? I just wanna come off of the streets and just, I don't know.
And
but-
chill.
And chill. I have no clue.
It sounds like you're a Gaza nation too. You know, you're hoping for that. You just a hope for that.
I listen to every music. I'm not affiliated with any specific.
You coming like the people in the jury, so them don't know Vybz Kartel.
No, no, I'm just
but
saying. I do not attach myself to any specific camp.
Yes.
If you release music,
We're not on court, no.
No, I'm just saying to you. If you release music that I
Testifying
like,
under oath.
if you release music that I like, I will say yes, it's good music, but I don't attach myself to a specific camp.
And last but not least, the fans are actually concerned too about his co-accusers, like Sean Storm and I think with the other one name was Kemar or something like that.
What are they concerned over?
Well, if Cartel get the appeal and you have to free all these other guys.
But
his
he's not
co-accusers.
free. He's still in.
I'm just saying.
Oh.
Fans are saying that, you know what I mean?
I mean, not necessarily.
Really?
You would think that.
You would think.
You would think common sense.
No,
but
he's
common
a
sense is
lawyer,
not
but
law.
did his lawyers apply for an appeal? That's
Yeah.
the next thing, because they didn't have the same lawyers. So me and you can be co-conspirators in a crime, and my lawyer appeal and your lawyer don't appeal. You just stay there because you're a lawyer and you decide, say, I'm good with this, I'm guilty. But I'm saying, yo, I'm not guilty even though I got a guilty plea. You know? Law.
The law.
Who made up the
You know,
law?
big up Esco Levi. Him say, yo, don't go there and go give trouble. Don't go there with
Yeah,
flashlight and
law-abiding
look for trouble. So, you know, police gonna catch you.